Hi everyone, welcome to practice and welcome back to my channel. This is AWH Yoga. My name is Anna. So happy Wednesday, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving 2020. Quite a day, quite a year. So tonight's practice is going to be short. It's going to be about 30 minutes and it's going to be focused on gratitude. So fitting for this week and something that is possibly challenging for all of us to find a centering position on often with how challenging things are today. The postures will be heart opening. They will be facilitating a feeling of openness and warmth and shining our hearts to the sky and making us feel thankful and open. As we move through the practice, I certainly encourage you to challenge yourself as always, but please recognize where your edge is and go to that point always feeling safe and comfortable in your practice. You will benefit from using 2 blocks tonight, or blocks of any kind always. I think in practice you could also benefit from using a strap. I will offer some modifications when we get to the part of the practice that could facilitate the use of a strap. This will be, again, about 30 minutes and something that I really want you to look forward to practicing and look forward to finding that sense of gratitude and thankfulness as we move through the practice together. That being said, let's get started on our mat. We're going to begin in child's pose this evening. Child's pose represents a posture of humbleness and a beautiful place to start our practice of gratitude. So whether your knees are the width of your mat or a little bit closer, bring your hips to your heels, stretch your arms out in front of you, and then just drop in. Begin to notice your breath here in your child's pose. Notice the worryings of the mind as you attempt to come to stillness, possibly for the first time today. Takes our mind a little bit longer to slow down, but we can encourage that process by beginning to notice our breath. Noticing the inhales and the exhales. Doing nothing to change them, but just noticing how they feel as they bring the air in and out of our bodies. As you continue to notice the breath, maybe the outer sensations begin to become de-emphasized. Your world gets a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller until it's just you and your breath on your mat. Begin to deepen the breath here, perhaps focusing on the lengths of the inhales and the exhales. And then just use that as a way to just drop in another level. One more deep breath here, feeling the breath in the back body. And then when you complete that breath cycle, keep your hips down onto your heels, and we're going to stretch a little bit to the right side. So staying low to the ground, palms to the floor, reach over to the right side. So staying super low, keeping your heels and hips affixed, and then feeling that stretch in the left side body as you reach over to the right. Take a couple deep breaths here, really allowing space to fill up between the ribs, feeling that stretch all the way through the outer arm, outer armpit, down through the side body, all the way to your hips and waist. When you've taken some deep breaths here, come back to the center for just a moment. Take one breath here. And we'll move to the other side, so staying low, palms to the floor, kind of crawling over to the left side, keeping your hips down, stretching over to the left and feeling all that length and space you're creating in the right side body as you take 3 deep breaths. How much space can you create even though you're so low to the ground, reaching out with your hands as you press your hips to your heels. One more breath. And coming back to the center, just a breath. And then pressing down through the tops of the feet and the shins, and then moving the navel toward the spine, curling up super slow, bringing your palms to your knees. Great place for a block here. I'm going to face you actually. I'm going to sit on your block or on your heels, whatever is more comfortable for you. I'm just going to do a little bit of heart opening here. You can also sit in Sukhasana with your legs crossed, whatever is more comfortable for you. So from our seated position, I want you to first just think about having good posture. So just take that moment, kind of line up how your bones will stack up, straighten out the spine, lifting up from the waist, dropping the shoulders down slightly, making sure your chin is parallel to the floor. And then once we find this lovely neutral place to start from, we're going to open the chest slightly. So place your hands on either side of your body. You can have your palms to the floor if you're seated, or fingertips, but you want to feel that openness, so you don't want to curve the shoulders in. So thinking about using the upper back as well as the collarbones and chest, just take a breath in, kind of just reach your chest toward the sky. Maybe your chin and your gaze go up, inhaling, and then exhaling back down. We'll do this a couple more times. I just really encourage you to take this slowly. Inhale. And exhale. Not doing anything aggressive. Just slowly introducing the concept of this openness. And also just giving the body some information. And sensing how different that is from what the other parts of our body are doing. Rooting down through your sits bones, even if you're sitting on your block, but you're creating that openness and reaching up toward the sky. Something we can think about in all of our asanas is rooting down and getting strength in the earth, feeling solid and strong, and then rooting up and lifting up, getting that buoyancy and lightness toward the sky. One more like this. And then coming back to your neutral posture, maybe removing your block if you're seated on your block. And then we're going to come into a seated position, so everyone is going to meet in Sukhasana. So we're going to continue to warm up the spine here. So we're going to do a little bit of cat-cow, which looks a little different when we're seated than when we're doing it in tabletop position. But place your palms on your knees, and then we're going to arch our back and move the navel forward on your inhale, chin and chest to the sky. So inhale, and then exhale, round the back. Just do the opposite of that. And then on your inhale, chest and chin toward the sky. Exhale, round the back, so that Halloween cat, but the other way. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to neutral. I'm going to do a couple of shoulder rolls. So inhale your shoulders all the way up, just straight up to start, no rolling. And back down. I had some snap, crackle, pops there. Inhale to the ears. Back down. Let's do one more. So like totally lose your neck. And then back down. I'm going to do a couple shoulder rolls. So rolling them forward and back down. So inhale toward the ears. Exhaling them back down. Inhale. Don't have to isolate the body too much. You can get a little bit of the torso kind of action in there. Just keep your sits bones grounded. Keep your breath smooth. One more. Exhale. Let's go the other way. So inhaling back up and then down. Inhaling up and back and down. Two more. Inhaling up and back. Down. Inhaling up. And back down. Beautiful. Move into our tabletop position from here. So our tabletop, we're going to sort of get ourselves positioned just for a moment, feeling our palms strong beneath our shoulders, knees beneath our hips, starting to squeeze those inner hips in, moving everything toward the midline, and even getting a little engagement in the core, soft, soft neck. Shoulder blades move out from each other as you open the collarbone. So even here, we're opening our chest. Even though it seems like we're positioned downward and facing the earth, there's still an openness in our chest. One more breath here. Exhale. And then curl your toes under. We won't stay here for long. And then lift your hips to the sky, downward dog. Beautiful. So first downward dog of the day, definitely for me. Always in this first down dog, take full advantage of that dynamic movement. Never want to come into this posture just still. Stretch out the calves as you walk your dog. I like to say when I pick my feet up all the way, that's like running the dog. Maybe you can relate, or maybe your dog runs you. And then one more, and then bring your body into stillness. You can aim your heels toward the floor. My heels don't usually get anywhere near the floor until halfway through the practice. Bring the navel toward the spine, hips are aiming toward the sky, and then externally rotate those outer upper arms and try to release that pressure off of the shoulder girdle. You want to almost feel equally in the arms and the legs. Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale, and then I want you to tiptoe 1,000 steps, maybe 1,000,000 steps. How many steps can you take up to the front of your mat, keeping your arms where they are? Maybe your shoulders are coming over your wrists. You're almost creeping your feet in. Your palms remaining the same. Then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. And then on your inhale, instead of curling up, bring yourself all the way up to Urdhva Hastasana with that open chest and open heart. And then hands to your side. So instead of curling up, that time we rooted up down through our feet and then lifted up toward the sky. Let's do a little bit of some sun salutation. So again, arms up, inhale, keeping those shoulders low, that chest open. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, keeping the knees bent if you need to. Placing your palms down on the floor, going back into your plank pose, or you can have your knees down. So from your plank or knees down, take a breath here, moving everything into the midline. And then I want you to drop down all the way to your belly. So dropping down onto our bellies. I want you to place your palms on either side, a little bit below your shoulders. So what I like to do is not quite towards the upper ribs, but I kind of take my thumbs and put them at my shoulder level and then drop them down just a little bit. And then you want to squeeze those elbows in. We're going to do a baby cobra here. So pressing down through the tops of your feet. Put your forehead on the mat for just a moment. Take a breath here. Exhale out. And then inhale. And then exhale. Bring yourself up, just your head and chest. And if you're comfortable, maybe you can bring your palms up just a little bit off the mat. Squeeze those elbows in. Feel that openness in the chest. We're on the floor, but our chest is open. One more breath. And then exhale down. You can place your right cheek on the mat. You And relax your hands down by the side of your body, palms to the floor. Just kind of let everything go for a second. Take one breath here. And we'll do that one more time. If you're ready for something more advanced, you can move into full Shalabhasana. If that's in your practice, we'll just do a little bit of a cobra again. So a breath to prepare, and then lifting the chest, using that upper back like we did in the beginning, lifting that chest up, and then maybe you lift your palms up, keeping those tops of the feet rooted down, energy in the legs, parallel coming out of the hips, so neutral. One more breath. And then exhale. You want to keep your neck long. So it's hard for me because I'm talking, but you want to keep your neck so that it's nice and long, which means maybe you look out just a few inches kind of past. You don't want to look all the way out in front of your mat. So from here, squeeze your elbows in, come back up through tabletop or knees down, and bring yourself back up to your downward dog for just a moment. Down dog, heels are aiming toward the floor. We're rotating those outer upper arms. We're feeling lighter again even this time. Bend the knees. Inhale, look forward between your hands, and then hop, step, or flow to the front of your mat. Meet me in halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, forward fold Uttanasana, and then root to rise all the way up. Think open strong. Close the hands back down to the sides of the body for mountain pose. Nice. Keep going. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, and then back down, palms to the floor, plank pose. In our plank pose, take a moment and then lift back up into your downward dog, and then roll back to plank pose, and then you can drop your knees, or if you're ready for chaturanga, squeeze those elbows in, drop down, inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Nice. Inhale your right leg up hip height. Bring your knee to your nose, place your right foot down between your palms, hold for a moment, squeezing those outer hips in. Now drop the left knee, uncurl the toes, lift yourself up, Anjaneyasana. So Anjaneyasana feels like our crescent pose, but obviously our legs are down. So this is actually also called crescent pose. So when your arms are up here, lifting up through that side body, feeling the stretch in that hip flexor, keeping that right knee tracked over the right ankle, dropping the shoulders down, but feeling the openness. And now we're going to take it one step further. I want you to bring your arms either into cactus, goalpost arms, or you can do a mudra here. And really what you want to do is just open up the chest and do a very light back bend. So inhale, slight back bend. And then exhale, arms back up. And then slight back bend, open the chest. Arms back up. And then exhale, palms down, either side of your foot. Right foot meets left. And you can do your chaturanga here, or meet us in downward dog. Back in our downward dog, lift your left leg up. Bring your knee to your nose. Place your left foot down between your palms. Give yourself enough space, squeezing those outer hips in for just a moment. Then drop that right knee down, Anjaneyasana the other side. Now Anjaneyasana here, again, relaxing the shoulders, rooting down through your foundation, tracking that left knee over the left ankle. Everything's squeezing in. Hip flexor on the right side, getting tons of stretch, and we're open. And now coming into those goalpost arms, mudra, you can choose also to just do whatever hand position feels good for you. And then we want to inhale and exhale, arms back up. Inhale, open. Exhale, arms back up. Bringing back your hands to the floor, uncurl your toes, left foot meets right foot, and then using your chaturanga or upward cobra, and coming back to downward dog. Inhale, deep breath here. Exhale out. Looking forward between your hands, hop, step, or float to the front of your mat. Meet me in a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, root to rise. Super strong. Hands to heart center and down by your side. Beautiful. Let's keep going. So as we continue our theme of that openness and having a grateful, open heart, we're going to add that continuously into our postures. Inhale, arms up, chair pose. So in our chair pose, can we see our toes is the first thing. Weight is in the heels, dropping the hips back, but then lifting on that upper body, and again, openness in the chest. You can bring your hands to heart center, or you can have them outstretched in front of you wherever you are. One more breath. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, palms to the floor, back through your Chaturanga Dandasana, then our Chaturanga and our upward facing dog. Our chest is open. One breath here. Exhale out. Lift the right leg up. Knee to nose. Place the right foot down between your palms, squeezing everything in, rooting through the foundation. Now drop that left foot down 45 degrees and come up to Virabhadrasana 1. So warrior 1. Give yourself a moment to get situated. Drop those shoulders down. Even though we're not deliberately taking an opening action, you should still feel that broadness in the chest. One more breath. And exhale, palms to the floor, right foot meets left, Chaturanga Dandasana on your inhale, and then back to downward dog, exhale. Lifting your left leg up, left foot between your palms, dropping that right foot down, squeezing those outer hips, preparing the foundation to support you as you lift up, Virabhadrasana 1. You might have to move your feet a little bit, get your foundation solid. Maybe you move your right foot over. Give your hips a little more space. Get your foundation solid so that you can lift up to the sky. One more breath here. And exhale down. Palms on either side of your foot. Left foot meets right. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Exhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward dog. One breath here. Exhale. On your inhale, look forward. Hop, step, and float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up. And then exhale, back down. Okay, let's expand on that a little bit. Inhale, chair pose. We won't be here for too long. Weights in the heels. Can you have a nice long spine? Find that energy, feel that openness. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, right foot, left foot. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now, from your down dog, I want you to roll through to plank. Hold for a moment. I'm going to switch sides. From your plank, I want you to bring your left palm right below your face, and I want you to pivot your hips out, and then place your right foot stacked on your left, side plank. In your side plank pose, plenty of options, but we're creating that openness. One more breath, and exhale down. From here, you can take a knees down, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. But guess what? We're just gonna do the other side. Roll through to your plank. Rolling through, holding for a moment. Bring the right palm directly in front of your face. Move the body out, peel the body out. Stack your left foot on top of your right, side plank, other side. Smooth out the breath. Smooth out the mind. One more breath. And exhale, back down. Knees down or not. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, looking forward, hop, step, or float, front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. And exhale, back down. Great job, everybody. So we've already been working to open and expand our upper body. We're going to work into a little bit of balancing right now, which will kind of test our sort of neural pathways as well as our balance, and then we will move on to the floor. So from a standing posture at the front of your mat, I'm going to face you guys, but you can be at the front of your mat. So rooting down through all four corners of the feet, working not to lock out the knees, drawing the tailbone slightly toward the floor. And then as you think about kind of knitting the ribs together, but then expanding the chest and collarbones, softening the shoulders, chin again parallel to the earth, hands comfortably at your side. You don't have to overly rotate them out in your Tadasana. You can have them comfortably at your side, depending on how our bodies are built. Sometimes that's more appropriate. Take a deep breath here. Really ground in. And I want you to shift your weight onto your left foot. And you want to do this without sort of jarring the body. So you're kind of just rooting down and then lifting everything up so it just sort of happens naturally. So you're bringing your right leg into your chest and then kind of hugging your knee in. So this is a great place for a strap. If you're comfortable with Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, this is for you. So for me, I'm not there yet. So what I want you to do from here, if you're with me, is you're gonna open, so holding that right knee open to the right side, left arm stretches out to the left, squeezing that left hip in. Take a breath here, keep all of this broad and open. Think like when you're doing your tree pose, everything's broad and open. One more breath. Exhale out. Now carefully bring that knee back to the center. Switch hands, clasp the outside of your right knee, extend your right arm behind you into a twist. Maybe your gaze goes to the right, shoulders relaxed, but still your chest is open. So we're twisting, we're turning, we're balancing, but we're open. We're grateful. One more breath. And then coming back super slowly. And then I want you to bring both hands up. Keep your knee there. Bring both hands up above you. Keep those shoulders dropped. Whoops. If you fall out, just come right back in. Now extend the right leg out, and then I want you to sweep it, so touch the floor back into your warrior three. So our warrior three pose is going to be with a closed hip. So you don't want to open your hip up. Closed hip. Think of the top of your leg facing the floor. Foot is flexed. Nice long spine. You can have airplane arms. You can have prayer hands, or you can have your arms outstretched in front of you. One more breath. And then bend the left knee, slowly come back into a full crescent pose. Give yourself lots of space, arms up crescent. Deep breath in, deep breath out, you landed. And then bring up that mudra again that we did earlier, whatever is comfortable for you. We're gonna do a little bit of opening here. So inhale, arch the back. Exhale, hands up. Inhale, arms up. Let's do one more. Inhale, and then arms up. Beautiful. Now, here's some fun. Bring your hands to heart center. Move your weight back into the left leg, coming off of your crescent, coming back into your warrior three. I'm gonna leave my hands in prayer. Warrior three, keeping that hip closed. Nice long spine. If you fall out, you just get right back in. And then brush that foot back forward. Bring the hands up, hold. Can you drop your shoulders? Can you relax your jaw? One more breath. And then heart center with your hands, and bring your right foot down to meet the left. Beautiful job. Good thing we have two sides. Now we can do another one. So again, I'll start facing you. Take a moment. Ground in. We got this. So we're ready to embrace this challenge all together. So moving your weight into the right leg, carefully and gracefully lifting that left knee into the chest. Maybe you clasp your hands interlaced around the front of your left knee. Try not to lock out that right. Take a breath. And then here, if you want your yogi toe grip or using a strap to move into the full expression of this posture, you do you. I'll be here, hopefully. And then lifting up, opening the hip out to the left, keeping everything lifted and open, extending that right arm out to the side. Wingspan nice and big. One more breath. And now bringing it back slowly to the center. Keep breathing. Switching your right hand to clasp the outside of your left knee into a twist. We twist at the navel. Everything else stays nice and low. And then maybe your gaze goes back to the left. Wherever you are, you still feel that expansion and openness in the chest. Can you get one more breath in? Before you come back slowly to the center, clasping the knee with both hands and then lifting the hands up to the sky. Outstretch that left knee. We're still balancing. We're still doing it. Sweep the left knee back. Keep breathing. Moving into your warrior three with whatever arms are comfortable for you. So closed hip. Keep the breath smooth. Lengthen the spine. Don't want to look out. You want to have that long spine. So wherever that gaze is for that to occur, that's the right place. One more breath here. Then slowly bend the right knee, coming back down and find yourself in a big crescent pose. Recover. Take a moment. Really take up space on your mat. Make sure that right knee's tracking over the right ankle. Take up as much space as you need. One more breath. Now bring your hands into your mudra or your goalpost arms, and then slight inhale and back bend. And then we exhale, arms up. Grateful and open. Back up. Can you do one more? And back up. And then getting ready, bringing your hands to heart center, preparing to move all the weight onto your right leg, moving back into our warrior three. Can you get right up there? Can you cheat like I did and touch the cabinet? And then take a nice deep breath here with that closed hip. And then sweeping the left foot forward, arms go up, hold it. Are your hips parallel? Are your shoulders relaxed? Is your jaw relaxed? One more breath. And exhale, everything comes back down. Beautiful, let it go. Shake it out. All right, we're gonna move on to the floor. So meet me in a seated position, nothing fancy. Just focus on the breath. Focusing on the breath will always bring you back to the present. So let's do a little bit more on the floor. So bring your right knee in like you're doing tree pose on the floor. So sole of your right foot is up against the inside of your left leg. Again, locate those sits bones. And then lifting up both hands, inhale. And lifting out of the waist, exhale, folding forward over that left leg. You can use props if you need to. You can keep your knee bent if you need to. You just want to be stretching out of that waist and tipping forward before you go down. So always with folds, you want to think about length. One more deep breath here. Exhale out. And then your inhale. Use your hands as well. Come all the way up. Nice and strong. Then I want you to take your left leg and move it out to about 45 degrees. Move your right knee slightly out from the body. Place your right hand behind you where we were for the twist. And then you're going to sort of stretch up, reach everything up. I call this sidewinder. I have no idea what it's called. Stretching all the way through that left side body. One more breath. Every time I do that, I always feel like my dancer hands get back in the action. Coming back to center, we'll do the other side. So right leg is extended out, forward toes to the sky, left knee is bent, left sole of the foot is coming into the inner right thigh. Locate those sits bones, lifting up out of the waist, inhaling both arms up, exhaling, folding over that right leg. Again, knee can be bent. Just be grateful for wherever you are. You're using your body, connecting with your breath. You're doing it. You're already doing it. One more deep breath here. Exhale out. And then on your inhale, lift up even taller than when you went down. And bring your hands through heart center. We'll do the sidewinder, or as I call it, favorite pose again. So take your right leg, move it out about 45 degrees. Bring your left leg out a little bit from the body. Place your left palm behind you diagonally and then reach all the way up, kind of like you're doing a wild thing. Feel that side stretch all the way through the right side body, just like when we were stretching in our child's pose at the beginning. One more breath. And exhale out. Beautiful. Bring your knees in close to the body. We're going to come down to our backs. So carefully move yourself on to your back, bringing your knees in, Apanasana, hugging them in tight. Taking a deep breath in and deep breath out. And then really meaning it, right? Like really mean your deep breath. Like no one's around, you can really relax. It's a true deep breath, like when you get a really good deep breath right before you go to sleep. Let's try it again. Inhale. Exhale out. From here, I want you to take sort of a final posture of your choice. I'm going to do a happy baby, moving my arms to the inside, but then my palms to the outside, flexing the feet, maybe holding on to the outside of the shins, rocking a little bit on the lower back. Maybe you can extend one leg and then extend the other to get a little more stretch on that inner thigh. But wherever you are, just know that you have done the work. You've done the work, and the sweetest part is coming. Bring your knees back into the chest, wrapping your arms around, hugging everything in, bringing up your neck and your head into a tight little ball. Inhale, and then exhale, let everything out. Shavasana. For Shavasana pose, we release everything, even the need to manage the breath work. Return your breath to its normal cadence and just sink in here. Through our heart opening and expanding practice this evening, we learned that not only can we endure, but we can thrive during challenging times. Continue breathing here, and I will let you know when it's time to come back. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Invite some gentle movement into your hands and your feet. Bring your knees slowly into the chest, carefully and lovingly wrapping your arms around them. And gently move onto your left side and stay there with your eyes closed for a full breath. And carefully bring yourself up to a seated position, and we will prepare to close our practice together. Take this moment to thank yourself for honoring what your body needed today, for filling up your cup, for practicing with love and compassion for yourself and for others, and for expanding and amplifying the feelings of gratitude during this time. I hope that you can take these feelings off of your mat and into your world. It was an honor leading you tonight. Inhale, arms up. Exhale through heart center. Bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye. We bow together, namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. It was such an honor to lead you. I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving and can continue to find gratitude. Thank you.
You and I, we never show emotions, we just keep it down inside.